There's more questions than answers right now with the Phillies. And Jim, hello, happy Wednesday. Let's let's
All right.
let's dive right in. Looking at the Phillies, there's so many questions we could ask. I want to first jump in though with the guys that are the core of this team, the guys that we know if this team is to win a World Series, regardless what happened at the trade deadline, regardless of any other moves that were made, it starts with Bryce Harper, Trey Turner. We've been seeing a lot of positives from Kyle Schwarber. What are your thoughts on the play? We were just talking about Trey Turner's numbers. It's been very eye-opening and alarming to see. What are your thoughts on especially Bryce and Trey, their struggles as of late, and what can be done to really get them back? This team is only going to be as good as what those two can deliver.
Yeah, I agree with you. You win with stars. Those guys are stars. Turner, especially, has not looked like one lately. We talked about this a lot. I wrote about it a little bit on the PHLY website around the trade deadline. The idea that whatever they did at the trade deadline this season was still going to be determined by the players that were already here. They've spent so much resource and time the last few years accumulating star level talent, especially in the offseason with Real Muto, Wheeler, re-signing Nola, bringing in Harper, bringing in Schwarber, Castellanos, Turner. Those are the guys you're going to need to win with, and you need more out of, I would say, all of them. Even though Castellanos has been pretty good lately, the last couple months, Schwarber's been pretty consistent. You need more out of all of them. It's troubling to see the way Trey Turner has struggled, especially when you juxtapose it against how hot he had been. Um, you know, Going into what was it, the All-Star break, he was hitting 349, and he's lost like 50 points on his batting average. You need more from him on both sides of the ball. Made an error last night. Real Muto made an error. Castellanos was slow getting the ball into the infield. They've been basically all phases of the game are failing them right now. The big one, I guess, is starting pitching. They've had injuries. They've had some inconsistency. They had a poor start from Taiwan Walker last night. Aaron Nola has lacked consistency. Ranger Suarez has been hurt. Starting pitching is what they built that big lead on. Is what everybody started buzzing about. The best team in baseball. They built it on the backs of their starting pitching, and it's just not as good as it has been. But so are all elements of the game right now. Very frustrating. Hard to believe we're even having these conversations after, early June when they took off for London. Best team in baseball, like 40-19. They're like 6 games under 500. Since then, it's like 56 games. We're talking a third of the season. They've been a mediocre to below mediocre team a third of the season, pretty much as long as they were a really good team. So very frustrating, and I don't blame people for being frustrated. They need to turn it around. I'm sorry I'm rambling on, but this is the homestand that the baseball gods sent you. Miami, Washington. The baseball gods said, hey, we know you're struggling. Go clean up on these guys. And they come out and they just absolutely lay an egg in the first game of the homestand. And we heard boos, significant amount of boos. The paying customers are not happy. Need to get this thing turned around. It's a concern.